January garden walk.
Cheeky Sunday garden walk on a nice warm day in January. Here is my grown from store-bought fruit capsicums. I got a yellow capsicum from the store, saved the seeds, grew them, and we've got 2 and 3 of those growing really well with an abundance of capsicums. This is my jalapeno plant in year 2, and for those that shop at grocery stores, jalapenos actually turn red when they're ripe, not green. You can eat them either way, but they actually turn red. And this is my little sugar baby watermelon. It's pretty late in the season. We had trouble getting seeds propagated, but you know, it is what it is, and we've still got probably 90 or 100 days of summer really going into autumn, so we'll see what happens there. I've interplanted everything with like some salad onions or spring onions, just wherever I've got a gap, I put those in there. And on the front of the garden, every here and there, I just put like a marigold for just make it look pretty. Got some coloured silver beet at the back, and it's coming away nicely. But when the tomatoes are finished and we chop those out, obviously that'll have a bit more free range. Along here we've got my brand new this season tomatoes. I've never grown them before. They're a San Marzoni. They're supposed to be some sort of a heritage or Italian heirloom type tomato. Haven't had any ripe fruit yet, but they're very heavily fruit. This one here has more than 30 fruit set on it at the moment, and the rest of them have about 20 plus, so they're pretty abundant. They grow about the size of a Roma tomato. Here is one that's sort of getting mature, and you can sort of see the size of the fruit. Anyway, they've been a fun experiment so far, so we'll see how that goes. And then we've got the onions that we planted from seed in June last year. Obviously very slow growers, but we've got some pretty big onion bulbs out of that. They're still fattening up, so that's all good. More onions. And I did interplant them with some beetroot, but once the onions got taller than the beetroot suffered, so see a bite. Survival of the fittest. Everywhere I've got a gap, I've tried to plant, some spinach or some more salad onions. And these are one of my favourite salad onions. They're just a yellow pear, and when they're ripe, they're just a tiny little onion, tomato, not an onion. Tiny little tomato. They're super sweet, and you just cut them in half and throw them in your salads, and these are just going crazy. We've got fruit everywhere. In the back there you can see a couple of strands of corn. We just chuck some random corn in there. That's sort of my patch of salad tomatoes. We've got like one here, one here, one here, and another one there. And I had a couple of extra plants, so what we did is we laid them down and put them in the soil between the plants so they could share a bed. And I did that to 2 of them, and they just hang out over the edge and grow tomatoes. Then we move along to our little patch of cucumbers. Getting a little bit of a hammering from the weather because cucumbers don't like being blown around and beaten up too much, but it is what it is, and I'll probably do something about sheltering them next year. And then we've got all of our radishes coming along nicely. Yet to set fruit, but they are getting leafy enough to be a couple of weeks away. Another random marigold. Got some beetroot doing their thing. Got silver beet, which is always good. I'm actually planting that now, so it gets a good head start for winter, so it'll be 2, maybe even 3 times the size by the time we get to winter. And then we've got like another little patch of radishes. Had a spare patch of garden, so I just threw some seeds in, and they all kind of took. So I just mound them up with dirt or soil so the slugs don't get the trunks, and you can sort of see the radish kind of growing in the mound of soil. So still small at the moment, but beautiful. Oh, there's another one. He's a goodie. So yeah, we'll just mound them up. Keeps the slugs off them. And we've got a little patch here of spinach, and that should come through in the next sort of 30 days to something that's quite pickable. And what we'll do is we'll use that as a picking patch rather than a harvesting patch. So we'll just pick a few leaves from each every time we want a salad, let it grow, pick a few leaves from each. When they start getting big, that's when we'll knock the whole plant over. We stack all the leaves in a vacuum sealed bag and throw them in the freezer, chuck them in our lasagnas and mashed potato and stuff like that. And then we've got, what is our sweet potato patch? Where I am, we just call it kumara, but some people call it sweet potato. There's about 20 plants in here, and I've been in here since I think 1st of November. So we're just kind of waiting till the end of March to see how they mature. The goal here is to get 20 kilos of kumara. Anything over and above that is a win. So that's my little garden walk for today. Drop a comment down below if you've got any questions about maybe growing something. We're based in the Waikato here in New Zealand, so our summer is basically 1st of December till I think 1st of March or something like that, but we normally end up with a couple of warm months going into autumn.